Hi friends, welcome to our channel Life is to Live. How are you? I hope you are enjoying our videos on English grammar. In the previous video, we discussed auxiliary verbs, primary auxiliary verbs. In the primary auxiliary verbs, we discussed be forms, do forms, have forms, and we discussed how to use them in spoken English or in communication. In today's video, it is about modal auxiliary verbs. As we discussed, auxiliaries are two kinds, primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. So previous video dealt with the primary auxiliary verbs and this video about modal auxiliary verbs. So simply we are saying as a modal verbs. What are these modal verbs? Actually, primary auxiliary verbs are helpful to make sentence construction, to speak English, to make structures. Modal auxiliary verbs are very much useful to express different moods, different feelings through communication. Before going to discuss in what are the contexts where we use different modal verbs, we have to learn how to use some modal verbs to make polite sentences. Actually, while we speak English, while we communicate in English, see, we have to be polite. The conversation has to be polite. Then our communication will be effective. We may be regarded as a best person because of our communication, effective communication. So to make our communication effective, we have to use polite forms. So to make conversations polite, we can take the help of these modal verbs. Some modal verbs which can be very much useful to make our conversation very polite. I show you clearly what are these some of the modal verbs which can be used in conversations to make our conversations very polite. Okay, see, for example, I can show you these modal verbs in four divisions, in four categories. For example, the basic one, see, for example, here we can use can. Can is a modal verb, I think you remember. So which can be used in the bottom level, which contains, see, 25% of respect. That is what we show. To whom we have to use it? It can be used to young people, okay, juniors, and inferiors, and subordinates. Okay, see, depending upon the age, depending upon the cadre, depending upon the stature, we have to use suitable modal verb to make our conversation polite. In the first step, I am mentioning about this modal verb can. We know that can is a modal verb which can be used in the polite expressions. In the first level, here I showed 25%. This 25% represents the respect which we provide to the opposite person. When you use can, you are giving 25% respect to the opposite person. That means you are keeping 75% with you. That means when we are speaking to youngers, see, for younger people, young people or younger people, see, who are younger to us, for example, younger sisters, younger brothers, something like that. And juniors, regarding education, the juniors who are studying in the lower classes to you. And inferiors, see, social status or something like that, who are inferiors. And subordinates, according to the profession. Subordinates, the people who are working under you in the lower cadre, isn't it? Here, all these people are lower cadre people. either age or education or profession or cadre or whatever it might be. In such kind of cases, we have to give minimum respect, that is 25% respect we have to give to them, because they are juniors or subordinates or youngers or whatever it might be. So minimum respect we have to give them. Maximum respect we can keep with us. Like that, it can be a polite expression. For example, you are seriously studying, you felt thirsty, you need a glass of water. You have an younger brother or a sister. So while you are asking your younger brother or sister to get a glass of water, so how can you make use of this polite statement there? So you have to ask your younger brother, dear brother, can you get me a glass of water to me? Like that. See here, as it is younger, you are using can. My dear brother, can you get me a glass of water? See, it is very polite. So that younger brother may feel happy because you are giving respect. Minimum respect. So he may provide you. Instead of that, hey brother, get me a glass of water. If you ask like that, oi, you go and get it, he may speak like that. Isn't it? Because even though he is younger, he needs respect. So that is why we have to be polite. So we are giving minimum respect by using this can. So can you get me a glass of water? Can you help me to solve this problem? Can you get that book for me? Like that we can use. In the same manner, for example, in office situations, for example, boss to the clerk or the subordinate, can you complete this project today? Can you complete this work by tomorrow? Like that we can ask the subordinates. It is without using it, it cannot be polite. They cannot feel satisfied. So that is why we have to give minimum respect. That is why here we are using it in the basic level with 25% respect. The second one is will. It contains 50% respect. Okay. See, second one is will. It gives 50% respect to the opposite person and keeps with us other 50%. That means it is used with equals. Equals, classmates, colleagues, isn't it? Like that. See, for example, equals regarding age, stage or something like that. Classmates, with our friends and classmates. Colleagues, the people who are working in the same cadre. With such kind of people we can use with the will. Which means 50%. That means it gives 50% respect to the opposite person and keeps 50% with us. That means we are treating equal. Isn't it? Here we can use will. For example, while we are dealing with our classmates. Dear friend, will you help me to solve this problem? Will you get me a glass of water to me? Will you come with me to market? Like that we can use. Here that means using 50% respect. See, here as they are equals, almost same cadre, same age, same designation, we have to be equal. So like that is why we are using will as the second one. And in the third category, we can use may, which contains 75% respect. See, it gives 75. See, all these percentages which are giving respect to the opposite. Isn't it? Here 75%. It is used elder people, elders, seniors, superiors, like that. Okay. See, for example, elderly people. Elder brothers, elder sisters, uncles, aunts, parents, like that. See, when we deal with the elderly people regarding age, or seniors regarding education, superiors regarding professions, while we deal with them, we have to use may, which means giving 75% respect to the opposite, because they are the seniors, elders, superiors, and keeping 25% with us. So, like that we can use. Knowingly or unknowingly, without knowing we are using it. For example, all the students may use this modal verb. May I come in, sir? May I come in, ma'am? Like that. They don't know why we are using that particular modal verb there. Because this is the principle. Because teacher is an elderly person, senior person, superior person. So that is why we are using may. But it has been changed as my come in or something like that. But it is wrong. May I come in? May I come in, sir? May I come in, ma'am? May I come in, sir? Like that it has to be. So there we are providing 75% respect to the senior people or elderly people or superiors or officers, and keeping 25% with us. Okay? And in the next category we are using would. It contains 95%. Isn't it? 95%. See, we may use would. Almost. And next one is could. It also, both these two things may be used. See, mean senior people, most senior people, most seniors, okay, superior officers, senior citizens, and like that. See, people who are very senior most people, superior officers, respected people, isn't it? Respected people, like this, isn't it? See, here the could contains 100%. A minor difference, but almost these two things may be used similarly. But at the same time, it is a minor, a thin line is there. Could is maximum respect, and would also almost maximum respect, but just a minor difference is there. See, would you? See, for example, when we deal with our teachers, superior officers, managers, so we have to use would you please. Would you help me to sort out this problem? Would you help me to overcome this problem? Would you help me to understand this issue? Would you help me to, like that we can use, isn't it? And could you, it is also maximum. See here, 95% giving respect to the opposite, and 5% would just something we keep with us. But here, nothing. We don't keep anything because they are very respectable people. Either senior citizens, very superior officers, respected people, like that. Higher officials, for example, almost all the higher officials. For example, teachers, principals, managers, something like that, proprietary. See, where we are very much respectful to them. So that is why we have to use either would or could. Could you please? Could you please explain this? I couldn't understand it. Could you please help me to solve this problem? Could, like that we can use this would or could. Like this we have 4 modal verbs, 5 modal verbs which we can use for polite expressions. Accordingly we have to use. We are not supposed to use can with these senior people or superior officers, and we cannot use could or would with the younger people or inferiors. Isn't it? We have to use appropriately. For example, using could or would is almost bowing head and touching the feet. That sort of respect it provides. That sort of respect is not needed with the elderly people, younger brothers, something like that. So that is why we have to use can with the what is called youngers or inferiors, subordinates, like that. But this should be used with the superior officers. And like this, we have to understand with whom, what sort of modal verb we have to use. Then only it will be very much meaningful. Isn't it? See, accordingly, if you understand it clearly and if you use these modal verbs accordingly, your communication will be very effective. Your communication will be very polite. Could you able to understand it? Just. Yeah, you try to understand and follow and practice the things with our books. Wish you all the best.